Hello, this is AstrologerCoach Sonja Francis, and today we're going to be talking about what's coming up in 2013. So, this year is very much about the feminine. It's a Venus year, so it's very much about partnership, it's about love, it's about heart space, it's about harmony, and it's about finding the balance between the feminine and the masculine energies within us, and finding a way to kind of create more of an opening for the feminine to emerge, so that it can be balanced with the masculine energy that's already out there so dominantly. Now, the other thing with the Venus energy is very much about seeing unity in all there is. So even if there is polarities and dualities out there of things being extreme opposites, Venus always tries to bring them together and tries to find a way to connect. So it's very much about connection and connecting within ourselves, but also outside with others. Now, the year starts with a moon void, of course, which is very much about the divine feminine. It's about our intuition. It's about connecting to what's inside of us, to our inner femininity and to our inner intuition, to our higher self. So with the moon void, of course, starting this year, it sort of like indicates that this year is very much about for us to need to connect to our feminine energies more strongly and allow them to emerge, because the feminine energy is all about beingness. It's about receiving, it's about allowing. So we're not conditioned in that way. We're not usually brought up in the Western world, especially. We're not brought up to be okay with just allowing things and with just being and receiving. A lot of times we want to push, we want to do, we want to get, we want to, penetrate in some way. And we want to fight for something. So these are more of the masculine energies, of course, and both is needed. Both is definitely needed in this world so that we can create fully and have a balanced experience. However, because there's been such a emphasis on the masculine, it is so important that we welcome the feminine, that we allow for the feminine to emerge and to connect more to our heart center. Now, the beginning of the year starts also with a Mercury Neptune sextile, also both in feminine signs. So there's an opportunity to create more of a thinking process and manifestation process through faith in our higher self, or into the co-creation process with the universe. The other thing that's happening in the beginning of 2013 as well is a Mars-Uranus sextile, which helps us finding new ways of doing things and kind of connecting more to our individuality and breaking away from conditioning, breaking away from how society wants us to be or behave, or how our family or our upbringing has taught us what's okay and what's not okay. So we're kind of like getting a chance here to kind of break away from all of that and finding new interesting ways that kind of resonate with us more internally and more spiritually on a higher level also, like what serves us, and what are the long-term goals that or visions that we have for ourselves and for this world that are more in alignment with what we want to create, with what we want long term. The other thing in the beginning of this year is that the Sun and Pluto are going to be aligned with each other just like last year, but they're also making a sextile to Saturn this year in Scorpio. So there's a definite sense, a definite opportunity that we are needing to connect more fully to ourselves, more truthfully, more authentically, and we need to create and manifest things from that place. And if we're not going to be honest with ourselves, then we're going to suffer because something has to be taken away. The things that are not authentic, the things that are not resonating with us 100%, are going to have to be let go of. So if we decide to do this consciously, to kind of tap into our own authentic selves and into our passions, and to really create and manifest from that place, and not just for ourselves, but also for the world, for this planet, for everyone who's on this planet, kind of finding a way to connect, to kind of be in unity with everyone here. That will be something that will be of service to these energies. However, if we're not able to do that, we may feel a sense of loss, and needing to let go of things might be taken away from us that are just no longer in that alignment with ourselves. So it's definitely it would be of service to us to kind of surrender to this deeper place in us, to the passions in us, to surrender to what's real and to what's true in us. So the other thing this year is that the eclipses, which are of course very powerful consciousness upgrades every year, this year they're taking place in Taurus and in Scorpio. So for all of us who have Taurus and Scorpio planets or rising signs or sun signs, we're definitely going to be feeling those shifts and those consciousness upgrades more strongly. For Taurans, it's going to be about letting go and kind of letting go of a sense of needing to have this material safety or materialism in our lives, and needing to let go of also kind of being in control of having things, and just kind of trusting that things will be there for us, that we're taken care of, that we're safe, that everything is going to be okay, that we have the abundance that is needed, and that we're supported by other people. Then Scorpios out there in the world, with the North Node being in Scorpio, and the eclipses in the this year being in Scorpio as well, we're definitely getting a sense that the Scorpios needs to step up, need to kind of be more in a leadership position, need to be more out there, really relying on themselves, and showing people what it means to connect to our inner truth, to connect to our inner passions. So if you have people in your life that are Scorpio rising signs or Scorpio sun signs, or have a lot of Scorpio energy in them, then look to them for guidance. Look to them to see how can you get more deeply connected to yourself. How can you tap into all of who you are, and kind of become more integrated with yourself, not just the things that you like about yourself, but also the darker sides of yourself, so that you can really become more light, because Scorpio is all about transformation, transforming the dark into the light. So if we're not in touch with our dark sides, we cannot ever get into this place of light, and enlightenment, in a sense, right? But if we are in touch with our dark sides, we can transform that darkness into light by owning it, by taking responsibility for it, by knowing how powerful we are in our darkness. We're also more powerful in our lightness. So this is a very essential process, and that's something that all of us are kind of experiencing this year as well, kind of connecting our inner darkness so that we can become more light. And of course this is a process, so some days you may have an easier time with this than other days. And some days you're going to be able to be in your heart center. You're going to be able to connect to that light place inside of you. And you're going to be able to allow things and receive things. And other days you may not be able to do that. And so it's very important that we nurture ourselves really well, that we're kind to ourselves this year, that we really are in that process, that we're reminding ourselves that this is a process, and that this is the beginning. This year is the beginning of moving more into the feminine, and it is a process, so it's not going to happen overnight. So support each other, and this is one thing that's very important this year as well. As much as you can do the work on your own, it's also important to reach out for support and let other people contribute to helping you move more into your feminine and more into this space of allowing and to this space of receiving. And the abundance that we're experiencing this year is going to be very much connected to being able to receive and being able to allow love to come in. That's where our abundance is very much focused this year. So if you have personal planets or an ascendant or sun sign in Scorpio or Taurus, this is going to be a very powerful year for you. If you have water or earth signs strongly in your chart, so earth signs is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Those are going to be very strong this year. And also the water signs, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, are also going to be very strong this year. And as actually at the end of July, there will be a grand sextile in the earth and water signs that is going to really connect us to our feminine energies. So if you have 5 to 10 degrees of earth and water signs in your charts, personal planets, sun sign, rising sign, then this time is going to be very powerful for you. That the end of July, July 29th, is going to be very powerful because it's going to be a direct connection to the feminine inside of you. The other thing that's also going on this year, of course, still is the Uranus-Pluto square, which is creating shifts and changes for all of us on this planet. And so for all of you who have cardinal signs in 7 to 13 degrees, which are Capricorn, Aries, Libra, and Cancer, then you definitely are going to experience needing to make some changes in your life, whether that's on a professional level or on a private partnership level with personal relationships or professional relationships, or with your work. Or you may also need to make shifts and changes in your environment where you need to create something new. There's definitely a growing process that is occurring for all those signs. So be open to growing, be open to evolving, be open to stepping up into the next level of your game, so to speak, and creating something better for yourself and for other people out there, and creating a better future. So this is pretty much sums it up for 2013. So remember, it's about the divine feminine. Remember, it's about allowing, receiving, connecting to our emotions, to our feelings, to our intuition, nurturing ourselves really well this year, and really being there for ourselves. Really being there to grow and to experience the opening of the heart. So if you want to know a little bit what's happening for you in 2013, feel free to reach out for a New Year's reading. Those are still available until February 1st. And after February 1st, you can always reach out and see what's available on my website at astrologercoach.com/services.html. I'll also have a link for that below this video, so you can just click on that link. All right, so have a fantastic year, fantastic 2013. Step into it strongly with strong intentions in terms of what it is that you want to manifest, and how you can allow yourself to connect more closely to your heart and to other people. And I will be back very soon. So have a really good year, and I will see you soon. This is Astrologer Coach Sonja Francis. Goodbye.